I am.
Hey!
Hey!
We're back!
We're back.
So, while you were gone, we had a fire drill, and so we had to leave.
Yep, a very regular occurrence here at Plymouth.
Yeah, and I flipped the table, knocked the camera over, but that's beside the point. The point is,
No, it's not beside the
last time, we are out of breath because we had to climb the stairs.
I love you guys.
You guys are the best. Anyway.
I love you.
We just went out a window.
Anyway, yeah, now that we've calmed down, got our excitedness out of the way, I'm gonna flip the table this time. I'm gonna sit back on my hands and not do anything. So Yondu, we talked about how he was a really cool character.
Yeah.
He's got like that
Yeah, he was
boss
Peter Quill.
renegade thing.
Peter Quill is sort of like stepfather, role model type guy for first like 25 years.
Yeah,
or
he
something.
really was that guy. And I think he was an interesting character because he was both the father figure and just like this side bad guy. But I wouldn't necessarily classify him as a bad guy. More of like a legitimate mercenary that was out for his own thing. Much like he was a natural bounty hunter. He literally was just a bounty hunter. And
they called them Ravengers.
Yeah, the Ravengers. But he was a cool character.
Yeah, it was.
His spirit was just so awesome.
Yes. Like they were teasing it. They were teasing it so much and stuff like that. It's just like, oh man, I warned you, boy. And then you start pulling it out, and then sometimes it went out and stuff like that, but it never did its full potential. And then during the final battle, his plane crashes. So he's surrounded by a group of Ronin's men and stuff like that, and then they were like, hey, betray the Nova Corps now, and then he just pops out the thing and he starts whistling, and it goes through the bodies and then through the ship, and they all fall down.
So OP, it's not even
yeah, it's amazing.
If I could get a weapon, that would be it, because you could just literally destroy so much with that.
So little.
Except I can't whistle, so I don't know, snapping my fingers might work, and I can just be like, oh hey, how's it going? Anyway, so that was a really cool character. You said we had a couple we missed.
No, we got the collector. Oh, we are still forgetting one more. The big reveal. Mr. Thanos actually made his debut.
Yeah, he
in
actually had more than just turning around at the end of
Avengers. And the fact that they
played by Josh Brolin.
Yeah, I love him.
Yes,
I love him as
Thanos. He's basically the emperor of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I think Thanos, again in this one, is a lot like the Collector. We don't have a lot to go off of yet, and it's obvious that we're going to get more of him as time comes. I mean, that was obvious in Avengers, it was obvious here.
And I mean, he is set to somehow appear in Age of Ultron. I don't know how they're going to do that exactly, but...
they reveal Infinity Stone, and then he just shows up, mine.
Yeah.
And he just disappears.
I mean, Marvel can do a lot of things with that. But the point is, it's exciting to see him. I'm excited to see him in this. And again, this one is just it's been a while since we had a legitimately new Marvel movie. Because, I mean, we've had the sequels, we've had so much other stuff, so it's been a while since we had a legitimately
the first original one since Captain America, I think. Kind of Avengers.
No, because Avengers was basically
a sequel
everyone's sequel.
Yeah, everyone's sequel.
So basically,
Captain
America, which was basically a prequel for the Avengers.
Yeah.
So basically, it's been a while is what I'm getting at. And so seeing him kind of brings you back, him and the Collector, but probably, him and the Collector really bring us back to tie in that this, despite what we forget about, is still a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it excites. It's exciting.
Well, I didn't get the sense from Thanos again that I didn't get a sense that he's somebody really, really feared yet, because in Star Wars, the original one, you think that Darth Vader's the big bad, and then like in Empire Strikes Back, one of the admirals goes up to him, the Emperor Comanche and make contact with him, and like immediately he just stops what he's doing and then goes talk with the Emperor, and like the bad guy even has like a higher up, and there's another bad guy running with the bad guy. I didn't get that hint yet, but I think it's coming.
Well, but also keep in mind, I would almost say that in a way I do have a sense of that, because think about it, he's used Loki.
Yeah.
And Loki
yeah.
was a big baddie, not just for Thor, but also for the Avengers
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So,
But I think like Loki can easily take him down.
well, he could or couldn't, because I still stopped him. So,
Yeah.
even with the power of the Tesseract, they still took him down.
Yeah.
So
But yeah,
that's the characters.
yeah,
So now we can actually move forward because we've been sitting here for a while.
way too long.
And we need to move forward. So
Yeah.
plot. Start off right off the bat with something that's really dark, actually.
Yeah.
The death of
Somber.
Star-Lord's mom,
Yeah.
which is something I know I was not expecting at all.
No, I wasn't.
I mean,
no.
The fact that it came out, but it really set the tone. I thought one of the other interesting things is that it was an 80s
Yeah.
basis, and he was born in the 80s, which makes sense. I
Which-
mean,
Yeah.
He has the
age-wise,
Yeah, he has the Walkman.
He has a
like-
Walkman, and it's just, I thought that was really cool. And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
it was a very good emotional start to it, and it just kind of stopped and then went back into like sci-fi Guardians of the Galaxy awesomeness,
Sci-fi.
which
fun.
I'm okay with.
Yeah,
I'm very okay
Yes.
with.
Oh,
It needed,
all
it,
means.
that was the crux of his character in
Yeah.
like 5 minutes.
It established his character, but as we are well aware of from life itself,
Yeah.
the person you are now is not the same person you
No.
were when you were like 10.
Yeah.
So,
Well, he kind of is still, but
well, they're in there. They're in there.
There's a child in there.
There is
Yeah.
the child in you, but there is that difference. I
Uh-huh.
mean,
Oh,
so then we start to, now we get into the fun Guardians of the Galaxy right off the bat too, searching for buried treasure,
Yeah.
just basically with, I'm not gonna lie, one of the most kick-ass starts to this. Like, instantly you know what Guardians of the Galaxy is
Yeah.
gonna be like.
One of the best opening credits ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, right off the bat, badass, drops from the sky, like guns, dramatic long coat, getting ready, rocking into the thing, takes off the helmet, puts on a Walkman, and just listens to funk. And that is just not even fun. I like it's
Red Bull.
it's also a very good song.
Yeah.
Very good song.
Come and get your
But we're gonna come back to the
love.
soundtrack later, which I promise I won't flip the table for you. I promise. We're gonna move the table.
I make no promises.
And that's
yes,
on you.
will. You are going to make a promise, because
Yes. But basically, right
I
off the
still
bat,
make no
right off the
promises.
bat, we know what this movie's gonna be about. We encounter our villains.
yeah,
In a classic,
The MacGuffin.
yeah, basically classic. You know, get a nice chase sequence, very
Death
well
Star
directed
plans,
chase
one
sequence, blah
ring.
blah blah.
Multi-spell
Gets my thing.
vibe.
And this is when we start really getting into the individual character things.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
find out about Gamora, which we already talked about mainly. We don't touch on Drax until the actual prison thing, which is
Yeah.
weird because I would like to see more Drax.
but I mean,
Well,
a little more
but it
Drax.
made more sense.
But it made more
Yeah.
sense. It made more sense because that
In the
made-
trailers, they had like the roll call and stuff like that to introduce
Yeah.
the characters. But once you've
This-
already saw the trailers, you know the characters, and it wouldn't make any sense because like he was already out there causing
Yeah.
mayhem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like he was a
completely agree.
maniac and stuff like that. so-
I completely agree. They, despite knowing that they're all going to get each other,
Yeah.
they're all going to be a team at the end. They do a good job of
Yeah.
telling the story of how they get together,
oh yeah,
and so that
and yeah,
is really cool.
and I mean, and it comes. I love how they ended the movie. I mean,
We just started at the beginning, bro.
I know, but I mean, basically, I mean, in a nutshell, what the movie is Peter Quill. His mother dies at the beginning, which sets up another kind of question for through.
Talk to Cameron.
I am. What was I going to say? Oh, stop. That Peter Quill says, you know, you look just like your dad at the beginning.
He was
And,
a jackass.
yeah. And so he's like, and she says, oh, he was like an angel, and of course that gets us all wondering, oh, where the heck's his dad?
I hope to God
Yeah.
it's not Thanos.
Well, I don't.
Or else I would flip a table.
I don't think.
would
I
flip-
think they're going more the Adam Warlock
Yeah,
route with him.
probably.
So,
But-
but anyways, so yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna touch on the whole backstory about his father.
Oh,
when we get
yeah.
to that, because that is such a good plot twist. Like, I honestly didn't even see it coming.
Yeah.
But anyway, we actually get to see the orb early on.
Oh, yeah.
Which, again, wasn't really expecting that to be a thing. I just thought this was, quick, showing out how he gets some random treasure. Kind of like the golden idol in Indiana Jones.
that's exactly
Throw
what
me
I was
the
thinking,
idol.
Yeah,
Give me the whip.
but it doesn't,
Adios.
but it's bigger than that. It's like
Yeah.
the crystal skull.
Yeah.
Except better
It's
movie.
basically a nuclear bomb compared to like a gun.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, but we don't know that yet. We just
We
think
don't
it's
know
just
yet.
the junk that people want. And so, like,
still have
he goes to appraise it. We learn that the orb is more than he wants because Gamora's hunting it.
Yeah.
A bounty was put on by Yanu.
And Rocket and Groot are after
And
that
Rocket and
bounty.
Groot are out of it, and that's kind of how they all get together.
And
They
get captured.
rumble in the park. Also, very good
Oh, yeah,
action
it was
sequence.
fun.
Oh,
It was
very
very
good.
good action
Yeah.
sequence. It wasn't too over the top, like Avengers final scene where everyone's fighting each other, blah blah blah. But it was like just enough that it was really
yeah.
cool. It was really cool. And then they get sent to prison where a thing that I first was just like, oh, prison, they're all gonna get harassed, they're all gonna get beaten, they're all
There was a
gonna
lot
be
of prison rape
dramatic thing.
prison rape jokes.
Yes, it's just a lot of like this,
Yeah.
you know what goes on in prison, you're all gonna get it.
Yeah.
But the most interesting point is that it was all focused at Gamora,
Yeah.
which at first I was just like, is it because she's a woman?
Yeah,
Is
pretty
it
much.
really because these maniacs haven't seen a woman? But it was because she put so many of these people in there
Yeah.
from being assassinated
Yeah.
and framed these
Yeah.
people that it was just such a very interesting thing that
Yeah.
this thing, it's just, I liked how that went together.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Really liked how that went together.
Yeah.
And then this
And
is when, I'll keep going.
And then, well, yeah, then that's when we have the
Prison escape.
Prison
well,
Escape, which is,
I would almost say the most epic escape out of a prison I've ever
oh,
seen.
Yeah.
by far.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
plan itself alone is just, you don't even see it coming.
Uh-huh.
And they do a good job of that because I'm all for like setting up a plan, not knowing all about it and coming in. But you get to like know that Rocket Raccoon is like this guy who can just make plans and it's so sick. He's like Sokka from Avatar.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I know, right? And,
Well, he was more incompetent.
well,
Yeah.
he was more incompetent, but still, that kind of like trickery kind of thing going on. And this is where we get to see how badass our characters are. Like we get to see Gamora just run and take down stuff. We get to see Drax just pure strength. We get to see Rocket Raccoon and Groot just.
Yeah.
I wish I could just see that in GIF.
And
Just that camera with the.
and Star-Lord getting a leg.
That also too.
I need his leg.
That was just such a good comedic setup.
Yeah,
Like,
it was. It was.
that just it had nothing to do
And
with
the
the story.
and the cutaway to like it was like a big huge like fight scene and I'm like they're just sitting.
It's like-
you need my what?
And you need my what?
And that is just such a good metaphor because this movie is such a big more comedy than what other movies
Yeah.
are. And
But it's that comedy mixed in with like what Marvel is known for.
Yeah. yeah, so
So,
you have like all
It's
these
more
elements.
lighthearted than DC.
yeah.
Yeah, it's more lighthearted. This is the epitome of lighthearted.
Yeah.
But so we have the prison escape, which is just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the first few times that I saw it, like, there was so much awesome stuff that I forgot how they actually, like when they're in, like, the police tower and stuff like that, and, like, they're battering around, I kept forgetting, like, oh my god, how they get out of this again? And then the gravity stops, it's just like, oh my god, that's so awesome.
Yeah, the anti-grav thing, also
Yeah.
cool. But moving from there, because
Told
we
you I
gotta
had
keep the
point.
plot moving.
Yeah.
So we got 2.5 hours, and we got 45 minutes almost.
Yeah.
We've got they leave, they go to, we've learned that the orb is precious, and it's going to be sold to collector for a ton of money.
4 billion units.
4 billion units. Which, you know, for a rogue,
Yeah.
2 bounty hunters, and Drax
That
who's
is-
just kind of chilling is there. So they go to the Mos Eisley of Guardians of
Nowhere.
the Galaxy.
Nowhere.
Dude.
Nowhere.
nowhere, yeah. And
Kind of makes
this is where we start getting more of the characters as a group. So we get to see like how they interact with each other. We get to see
they go to
like,
the bar.
They go to the bar, which again, hilarious. Hilarious. And then like we get to see the relationship between Gamora and Star-Lord happen. And
Who puts the sticks up their butts? That's horrible.
exactly. And so we start to get this happening, which is all very cool.
Yeah.
I'm really just kind of pushing the plot along because we covered most of the stuff when we talked about this. Good jokes coming up. Everything keeps moving.
And yeah, so basically the gist of it is throughout all these, they blow up half the collectors.
Yeah,
Like-
we finally meet the collector. We get a better detail into the power or the stones, if that's correct, power stones, and we get a nice little glimpse of the Tesseract and Ether.
Yeah.
And we also got a cameo from the Colossals? Those giant,
Oh yeah, the Celestials.
yeah, the Celestials, yeah.
So that's also there, and so we're getting more of that. And then out of nowhere, we find out that Drax has called everyone in.
Yeah, call
Which we've already talked
Cobra.
about.
Yeah.
Very good point on his character.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see right off the bat we're already fighting the main bad guy,
Mhm.
which, surprise, surprise, doesn't work.
No.
Again, stereotypical to a point, but it's still interesting.
Yeah.
And this is where I only have a couple of problems with this movie, and the one big one that stands out for me is that everyone dies and then doesn't die. Which
That's in every Marvel
I know,
movie.
it's in every Marvel movie, but more so in this than anything else. I mean, right off the
Not
bat,
even-
Drax is drowning after being like stabbed and beaten. We've got
Gamora's frozen.
Gamora's
in
frozen
space.
inside, but wait, Star-Lord sacrificing himself to save
Yeah.
her. Which originally one of my problems is that Star-Lord couldn't survive that long, but I actually watched a documentary and he could. So there, he wouldn't be horribly injured. But even then, so everyone's fine after this. And like even jumping towards the ending,
Groot isn't dead yet.
Groot isn't dead yet, Drax isn't dead yet, all these people aren't dead yet.
I'm
And-
not dead.
Even Groot, which again we're gonna come back to how
Awesome that is.
Anyway,
Anyways,
I love
Sure.
that. No, speaking of which, I love the cinematography in this is
Oh.
gorgeous.
the action sequences
Yeah,
are
awesome.
perfect.
Like, there's no shaky cam really.
No
you can
shaky
you can
cam.
understand what's
No.
going on, who's fighting who.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible.
yeah. So basically, long story short, to cut this down, the Guardians
We call Yanu.
saves them,
They need to
and
talk
then,
him into
and then
helping
they
out.
talk to the
One thing I want to touch on before I forget
Attention.
is the because this is when we find out what the ether actually does.
No,
Not
no,
the ether.
no.
Not
What
the
is it?
ether.
Or
The Infinity Stone.
Infinity Stone. Sorry.
Power
That-
gem or whatever.
Yeah.
The Infinite Stone, what it actually does is that you literally just put it into a planet and it kills everything. Which, I mean, with the Tesseract, it was basically like, what is it? Can it open gateways to the other worlds? But that was never really cleared up. And even the ether was just more of this dark, everlasting power that they wanted. But this is
Floating-
literally...
It was floating Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it was like, and this is just like a stone. What does the
It's a
stone do?
nuclear bomb.
I mean, it just kind of floats around. You can put it in the hammers, and if it touches the ground, it literally kills everything. This is like a nuke times infinity.
It's like a
Pun
hydrogen.
intended.
It's a hydrogen bomb times infinity.
Yeah, it's literally a cold fusion nutshell, and it's just,
yeah.
It's the Death Star.
it's the Death Star. It's awesome. Like, this is one of those stones
Yeah.
where I'm like,
I want that.
oh,
Yeah.
we gotta stop this. And that's when like we start teaming up with Yanu and like the
Novacore.
No.
Novacore, and that's when we get like that team and we start to develop the plan, and we get to
I
actually
have a
see
plan.
the Guardians of the Galaxy team up and become that hardcore team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just so fun.
And the way,
Cool.
and I mean, they take out, well, they try to take out Ronan, they take down the ship,
Yeah.
and it crashes,
Dude.
and of course Groot,
Sacrifices
Yeah.
I
himself.
want to cover that all because this is a big big deal, and a lot of stuff happens. First off, we've got the plan being set into motion, a lot of fun developments. So
I have a
plan stuff
plan.
doesn't work.
I have a plan.
We have a very good conversation about,
No
which
worries.
I think is honestly moving with the characters. It's just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't expect to live. But there are a ton of people here, and I'm not gonna just let this happen. And that's not like, just, I wanna be the hero, I wanna do this. It's just like, look. And it's literally that raw. It's just like,
yeah.
everyone's gonna die. I'm gonna die if it doesn't happen, if I don't do anything. And I'm gonna die if I do something. So I might as well do something so less people die. And that's just such a cool thing to see
Yeah,
develop in all of the characters. With a nice, everyone standing up, captain by captain kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What?
a whole bunch of
great.
jackasses.
Yeah, we're standing around like a bunch of jackasses.
And so, what are we at, 3? Anyway. Anyway, so that happens, we get into the ship, the plan's working,
No,
fun group stuff.
Cherry bomb.
And then-
Cherry bomb.
And then we developed a weapon that we can shoot Ronin that will paralyze him long enough to do something. Good plan. We kind of expected that wasn't going to happen.
No.
Yeah.
And it blows up in their face quite quickly.
Yeah.
And so, but the other big thing is that it's going, and again, everyone dies and then doesn't die. But then we have Groot, which my logistical side wants to say, again, he's not gonna die. They're not just gonna kill off Groot. He's a
No.
main character. They can't just do that. But I'd be damned if I did not shed more than a tear that night.
That was a really emotional scene.
Yeah,
It
it
seriously
was.
It literally was like everything else stopped. And
We
one of the other things is that
are
we knew there was like with the characters that only repeat themselves and can only say themselves.
well. It was teased. It was teased so well throughout the film
Yeah,
too.
you knew it was gonna happen. But the interesting thing is that only the one word changed instead of like
No, two words changed.
alright, fine, we are Groot. But the point is like we've had I am Groot, I am Groot, I am Groot. It's not like saying we are one or we are Guardians. It's saying we are Groot, which literally shows that he understands,
Right.
but he doesn't need to say it. God!
This is turning into therapy.
Oh God! So
I'm like,
beautiful!
I'm gonna cry.
Can we just Groot?
Right now.
Get over yourself.
We are.
It's okay.
We are Groot. We are Groot. We are Groot.
Okay, we gotta finish the movie. We're almost there.
How can we?
We're
How
almost
can-
there.
how can we-
I actually am legitimately getting emotional here.
Okay, let me take over from him. So,
I think I'm gonna start crying.
It's okay. Go, Zach,
So-
let's go.
yeah, Groot sacrifices himself for the sake of the team. Because he is now starting to really understand. We are a team now, and we are.
Keep going.
Yeah. So
Just get to the end.
the Ronin ship crashes. Of course, Groot's cocoon that goes around breaks, and Rocket's.
That was a beautiful cinematography.
Oh,
It was
so
just a
good.
beautiful.
And so Rocket's like, no, Groot's dead. So he picks up the one twig, and of course the Groot is he can't actually
regenerates
he
almost.
can't
He
die.
regrows.
Yeah, if you have like
He grows
one
back.
one twig from his body and replant, he goes back.
Yeah, that was a good thing.
Which is-
he goes,
which is a
he
nice
goes-
thing at the end, you
Yeah,
have
he
like
holds on
that-
that bar.
Yeah. And he's just
Yeah.
Groot is such an emotional character.
So-
Groot's
And-
awesome.
So then once the
Yeah.
the ship does crash, Rocket Raccoon is he's in there and he's like and Drax, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Drax comes up and
Just petting.
awkwardly pets Rocket, and Rocket's like,
Oh man,
Yes.
this actually feels good.
Guys, I can't do this.
hang in
I
there,
can't
we're
do this.
almost done.
Get to the fuck badass part. Cause God, that part's so badass. I'm gonna cry because it was so badass too. Oh. Keep going.
So anyways,
Keep going. We got this, men.
the rest
Real
of
men cry.
the rest of the Guardians are still alive, and they find out Ronan is still freaking alive after his entire ship came down. So
They decide to shoot the thing
They
that
shoot out his hammer.
Rocket made at his hammer thing
shatters the
explodes,
hammer,
shatters the hammer, and Peter grabs the stone, and like all hell breaks loose.
Yes, he starts to decay. We start to see what happened before.
Yeah.
But this is when everyone else starts to. And again, a lot of the stuff in this movie is just stereotypical stuff we've seen before, but never like this. This was like stand up, grab your hand, hold it back in. And I can't say anything about this scene because you just have to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
I can give you an hour-long speech of why this is the most badass.
It was like the Ark of the Covenant when they finally open it and
Yeah.
everybody starts to die around.
Yeah,
it, and
it's
then,
that hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
But then it's just, I have no words. There are no words to describe how badass this is.
He said, "You're so bitch. We're the guardians of the galaxy."
Like, no one can deliver that. It was just, so hold the table back, boys. Just hold. It was so awesome. Like, that was, if there is anything to describe how
Hey.
legitimately
There we
cool.
go.
I'm just going to push it away from me. Can I just push it away? Because I need it out of my reach. And I'm just saying, it was so legitimately. I can't. Again, no words. If you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, you know what scene I'm talking about. You know how badass it is, and I literally can't talk about how badass. Oh God, can we watch Guardians of the Galaxy? I know it's on the
wish.
internet.
No.
I know it is.
No.
Anyway,
So basically it ends up, and then Nova Corps clears all the Guardians of any past crimes they've committed. I mean, and
Nice.
it's fair enough because they did just freaking
Yeah.
save their world.
it's a nice happy ending, which I'm not going to disagree with. Happy.
Yeah.
I like happy endings.
Yeah.
Happy endings are nice.
Yeah. And then
we
like,
start getting
and then Peter Quill finally opens his final present from
His
his
mom.
mom.
his mom, which
And
is
it's awesome.
volume
Mixed
2.
Volume 2.
Which
he
is-
starts listening to it, and he's just like, he just is like stunned, just like
Yeah.
it rocks him to
Well,
his
this is
core.
a big thing, is that
Yeah.
he's held this thing that was holding his mom. Again, thing we've seen before, but never quite like this. Through all this stuff. I mean, one of the things is that there was no real development of like, he's ready to finally let go of his mother, or he's like finally doing that. He
No,
literally
that's
just...
the thing that drives him.
No, yeah, it's just this thing we've always known. And then he actually like sits down, and because we don't actually get like Peter Quill's development with his mom. We see the beginning, we get like the occasional like the present
Reference.
thing. We know the meaning of the cassette,
Yeah.
but he finally gets to the point, and there's no really reason for him to open this package. You could keep it locked up. He can
Yeah.
keep it that way. But I feel like it's just such a turning point in his life. He has to be like, this has to happen too, because this is just gonna have to happen at one point. And so seeing that transition in him really makes him become the hero we want.
Yeah.
And
Something good, something bad,
A
a little bit of both. A little bit of both.
And so that is just such a thing. I only want a couple more things before we finish up. Peter Quill's father, I think, is a very good tie-in to whatever's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's just a really good
But
tie-in.
he was a jackass.
God knows what's going to happen. All I know is Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is going to be so awesome.
Yeah.
And that better live up
Avengers,
to hype.
Avengers 3 is going to be awesome.
Can we just get to Avengers 2? I feel like we've been talking about Avengers
Yeah.
2 since Avengers 1 came out.
Yeah.
Which is ironically, we're now talking about Guardians of the Galaxy 2 as soon as Guardians of the Galaxy came out. And then, second off, I've literally been talking about it this entire time, and I've been meaning to address it, but this soundtrack
Go buy it after
is
you watch it.
literally the best damn soundtrack
And
ever.
Alex and I have actually purchased the physical thing.
Yeah.
And
Use it tomorrow.
I would actually recommend.
Borrow his copy because I don't have it.
I got the deluxe soundtrack, which has both the original score and it has the
At the very least, get the soundtrack.
At least,
The
but-
Awesome Mixtape Volume 1.
Yeah.
But I would also, I at the same time, I would also say invest in the deluxe version as well, because
Yeah.
it certainly has a lot of
Good
options.
orchestral stuff.
Yeah.
So, yes, so we finally made it to the end, guys.
Yay!
Yay! So remember, scale of 5 stars.
Stars for movies.
So, Alex, stars.
1 star. I'm joking. I'm joking. 5. I think I gave this a 5 before I even saw the full film. It just had that Star Wars vibe, and it was Marvel, and it just clicked with me on all cylinders, and it was always on my mind. And it lived up to the hype and surpassed it. So, yeah, it's 5. I can't see any other rating for it. 5.
Yeah. Connor?
Well, I think the Infinity Stone is a good way to rate it, so I'm gonna go with Infinity because I literally flipped the table during this review on how good it is. I can't.
You literally almost destroyed this room.
I have no more words to describe how freaking awesome this movie is. It's Star Wars, it's comedy, it's classic Marvel.
Yeah.
It's everything we've known and loved, but in a way that it's still fresh and new.
It's not Star Wars, it's not Marvel, it's Guardians of the Galaxy.
So I will say not 5 stars. I will say every stars in the galaxy that they guard because I can't. 5 stars doesn't describe how awesome this movie is.
Yeah.
God, this is such a good movie.
Well, I mean, to get the more realistic stuff, I would still give it 5, which I think, though, in this case, 5 equals affinity. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys basically covered it. There's not really any more to say. This movie just freaking outright rocks. I mean, like, okay, I will say, before, like, when they even announced this movie, I was like, who the heck are the Guardians of the Galaxy? And, I mean,
and Howard the Duck.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about that in the after credits.
I thought it was clever. I know, like, I've been hearing, like, oh my god, this was so stupid. Why did they do that? I thought it was kind of clever because now with Marvel, it's tradition to stay to the end to see what's going to happen next. But now it's more related to the film itself. And then, like, this was just like a nice middle finger to like the audience a little bit and stuff like that. I thought it was funny, but I don't need to see it again.
I think it was funny. I am, again, a little disappointed just because
I was thinking there was going to be an Avengers preview.
There's got to be something of what's next because you know what's next?
Avengers. Age of Ultron.
Like that's what's next is that movie that we've been waiting for so long.
And then we get Howard the Duck.
And we got Howard the freaking Duck.
Oh, well, don't forget Cosmo the Space Doll.
Oh yeah,
Cosmo the Space Doll. But I'm just saying,
why would you let him look you like that?
I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah. But anyway,
I wasn't disappointed. I was just
you
like,
said 5 stars.
5 stars. So 5. Cool.
I said more than that, but alright.
5 equals
So
affinity,
basically,
remember that.
yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching your review. If you watched this far,
Thank
because
you.
it's been forever. I don't know. Just skip to the good parts, like where I flipped the table. You just burped, so skip to that part. Otherwise, if you just skip to the end to figure out what we said, we like this movie, and if you don't like it too, you're
go fuck yourself.
Whoa, hey.
I'm not going to disagree with that, and I'm not going to say I don't. I'm not going to say I don't I've talked too long.
Anyways,
we're done.
Yeah.
Ooga
So
chaka, ooga.
No, we started. We're not doing that again.
Oh.
So just before we go.
Oh yeah, Baby Groot.
No, we're done.
Baby Groot dancing was also so brilliant.
Yes. And I will say, as we mentioned before, this movie comes out December 9th. Buy it on DVD or Blu-ray.
Don't skip the rent. Get the rent.
Get the actual red box, but I would actually get the physical.
I'm asking for
in store.
None of this digital crap.
Because if you have that on a shelf and come like 3 years down the road, someone's like, oh hey, what's going into the galaxy? And you're like, come with me. You're gonna come watch this awesome movie.
Wow, come with me now. Wow,
this is
come with me now.
When we show our kids of what awesome movies were when we were kids.
We're gonna show this.
Young adults.
Well, actually, we're gonna show them all the stuff that we enjoyed as kids that our parents showed us when we were kids.
But okay.
So we're gonna show them Star Wars in the right order, and then we're gonna show them this because this is just. We need to stop the review because I will literally talk about how.
All right. Well, thank you guys for.
And come and get your love.
Yeah. So thanks you guys for watching this. If you actually watched this all, you are too dedicated.
You're awesome.
Bless your face. If you sneeze during this episode, bless you. Peace out.
So anyways,
That's the bus
Sam and Mike here, Connor McCusker.
McCuskey?
And Alex,
McCluskey.
We need to stop.
And Alex
Weiss.
Weiss.
We're done. Flip
See
the
ya.
table. We're done. Adios.
and I am